Hey guys, Kim here with Kim's Connections with your newest video. If you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are ready for all of the new videos that I have coming out for you guys. So, we know that activism is really big all over the world today, be it for climate change, racial inequality, you name it, there's probably a group for it. We also know that activism was really big back in the 1960s. But today, we're actually going to throw it back to World War II and a group of student activists from the University of Munich that called themselves the White Rose. Now, the White Rose consisted of Hans Scholl, his sister Sophie, their friend Christoph, and a few other core group member friends. And these kids decided that they no longer wanted to live under the Nazi regime that they were living under. Now, the interesting thing about it is most of these kids grew up in the Hitler Youth, where they were trained to be the perfect Nazis. And back then, most embraced this enthusiastically. But once they entered university and they started attending lectures by professors who were anti-Nazi, their eyes kind of became open to what was happening, and they didn't really like it. They didn't agree with it. So they decided that they wanted to do something about it. Well, before the White Rose could really get started, Hans, a med student, got sent to the Eastern Front. And it was here he witnessed not only the atrocities of war, but he began to hear rumors about the Nazi death camps. Hans took this information back to the White Rose, and he was like, guys, we got to do something. Like, we can't just sit around anymore. We have to do something. So much in the way today that kids today will use social media, Facebook, TikTok, all of that to come together, the White Rose used what they had, and that was a printing press. So they began printing pamphlets denouncing Nazism. They would suggest ways to sabotage the war effort, and they would quote poetry and historical references to back up their points. They would take these pamphlets and they would distribute them secretly. They would mail them to random addresses. They would take them to other cities and leave them in phone booths and other public places for people to find. Now, these kids even went as far as painting "Hitler is a mass murderer" on the walls of the University of Munich. They were about that life. So, this obviously caught the attention of the SS and the Gestapo because they didn't want anybody going around denouncing what they had going on. Well, it eventually caught up to them. Hans and Sophie were caught throwing pamphlets off a balcony at the University of Munich, and they were arrested by the Gestapo. Once they were arrested, they stuck to their guns. They didn't get in there and be like, oh, we're so sorry. No. They got in there and they told them what they thought. Hans, Sophie, and Christoph, being the main catalysts, the main members of the group, were sent to a Nazi court for trial. Obviously, they were found guilty of treason, and all were sentenced to be executed by guillotine. Now, up until his death, Hans seriously stuck to his guns. His last words were, "Long live freedom." Now, let me leave you with a little excerpt from one of their pamphlets, and it says, "The White Rose will not leave you in peace." So there you guys go. Activists all the way back to World War II. Maybe you guys have heard of them, maybe not, but now you know a little bit more about who the White Rose are. Like I said, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you soon in the next video.